I remember a subsidiary of Chen Corporation has its own film production chain. Have someone send me a list of the affiliated artists' information. Chu Yu Yu. What do you want this for? I've thought of a great money-making project. It's not clear over the phone. I'll explain it more clearly to you tomorrow. As a corporate slave who freelanced as a writer, before I died, I was researching this short film genre. There are short films that cost a few million, with daily top-up revenue exceeding 100 million. They completely crush major film and TV productions that cost hundreds of millions. Moreover, short films have a short production time. You can shoot several in a month. The only selling point is a handsome male lead, a beautiful female lead, and average acting. The plot is satisfying and doesn't require thinking. It can't withstand scrutiny, but people still love to watch them. The comment section is full of people mocking it while also looking for the next part. In the era of the short video boom, short films are a lucrative piece of the pie. In this novel's world, short videos have just emerged. Short films are not yet popular. Film and TV productions in the entertainment industry are still traditional. There are no satisfying stories about rebirth or transmigration. I'll take the explosive short films I've watched, shoot them all at once, and release them. Others won't be able to catch up and imitate them. I quickly received the document via email. Recently, they just signed a batch of new artists. I decided to make time to visit the company and see. For now, I have to write those hot films into scripts first. I was writing enthusiastically. Liu Yu Ru Yan sent me a message. Are 300 words that hard? Or should I increase it to 500 words for you? I looked at the clock. It was already 11 p.m. This woman isn't sleeping, but still remembers my little essay. She's really sick in the head. I was afraid I wouldn't disgust her to death. Very quickly, on my Moments feed, I posted a short essay visible only to her. I think I am craving your body more and more. Otherwise, I wouldn't, in the dead of night like this, be thinking of you naked, being pushed down by me, your cold lips. I wonder if they're as sweet as I imagine. The body you keep covered up every day. I wonder if it's like I imagine. 2. Liu Ruyan never expected me to be so shameless, to openly write out his lustful fantasies about her. Her face turned black, then red, then black again. Luckily, she quickly noticed something unusual. Normally, as soon as I posted, my sycophantic friends would like and comment. This was the time those people would be scrolling on their phones. But some time had passed, and there wasn't a single comment or like. It was clear I was unhappy, and deliberately wrote it that way. Liu Ruyan, well written. From now on, write one every day. Seeing this message, I was determined not to sleep. I dared to write the script. Liu Ruyan woke up to find no breakfast on the table. There was no movement downstairs either. She turned the doorknob to my room and found the room was still locked from the inside. She knocked, opened the door. I was extremely sleepy. I pulled the blanket over my head, but the knocking continued incessantly. It seemed that if I didn't open the door, she would continue endlessly. I was woken by the noise, annoyed. I crawled out of bed and opened the door. What's so important it has to be said right now. My hair was messy. I yawned continuously, my face full of morning grumpiness, exuding a lazy handsomeness. Liu Ruyan lowered her eyes, glancing at my face. Where's breakfast? She knocked on my door just for breakfast. I am not a breakfast vendor. I was so angry I became wide awake. I walked straight up and hugged her tightly, disgusting her in revenge. There's no breakfast. How about you have me for breakfast instead? Liu Ruyan froze for a moment, but very quickly. The deeply ingrained memory of disgust made her snap out of it. She pushed me away. Are you sure there isn't any? Liu Ruyan's face was cold. Her tone carried a threat. I gritted my teeth. I'll go make it for you. After I finished cooking the noodles, I found that this woman had already left. I thought she wasn't going to eat. After I finished eating, I was about to go back to sleep. Liu Ruyan sent me a message. Are you done? Bring it to the office. As expected, this damn woman has a whole set of tricks to torment people. I gritted my teeth, grabbed my laptop and went out. Before leaving, I saw the card I had left on the divorce agreement earlier. It was still on the coffee table. I picked it up and put it in my pocket. Then I bought a breakfast set and brought it to Liu Corporation. Liu Ruyan happened to be in a meeting. I put it on her desk and left in a hurry. Then I drove to Chen Corporation to find Chu Yu Yu. I opened the scripts on my computer for her to see. I have 2 transmigration and rebirth scripts here. Take a look. Chu Yu Yu clicked on them curiously. After just reading the beginning, she showed a look of disbelief. This setup is very novel. Isn't it? I think so too. I pulled up a chair and sat down, seeing she was almost done reading. I spoke up. I plan to turn them into short films. I explained short videos and short films to her. Then I talked to her about the future prospects. Right now, short videos have just emerged. The user base has already surpassed 100 million. In the future, Chu Yu looked at me, talking eloquently about his career. There was a light in his eyes, a radiant smile on his face, thinking of the script she just read. For a moment, she wanted to think. Whether I was a transmigrator who had possessed Chen Fan's body, the me she was familiar with, had the arrogance and impulsiveness of a rich playboy, was overly spoiled, a very picky eater. He had never eaten random street snacks. His belongings were all designer brands. He had never bought small items from roadside stalls. Since falling in love with Liu Ruyan, my eyes were only filled with her family's matters. I didn't care about anything else. If it wasn't for a change, a soul swap, how could I change so much in an instant? I saw her staring at me in a daze. I took a pen from the pen holder and poked her on the forehead. I have to say, this beauty could make even a monk feel lustful. What do you think? I say the cost is low. We can give it a try. Chu Yu didn't show any deep affection. Her gentle eyes looked at me. Since it's your idea, why don't we let you be in charge? No problem. I'll send you the scripts first. You can give them to the director to prepare in advance. After I finished talking about the short films, I took 2 steps, then thought of something and turned back. There's one more thing. I want to bring Xu Nian Chu over here. Chu Yu leaned back in her chair, looking at me doubtfully. Why the sudden urge to bring her over? I feel she's a rare, good seed in the entertainment industry. She'll definitely be famous in the future, but her manager has always been her mother. It seems she has no intention of letting her sign with an agency. I'll have someone draft a contract. I'll handle the rest and talk to her mother. Chu Yu looked at me with a confident expression. She was stunned for a moment. I was getting ready to go to the management company when I received a message from Liu Ruyan. If lunch today is takeout again, you can just wait to be on the front page. I gritted my teeth in anger. This damn woman is really dedicated to tormenting me. I looked at the clock. I went to a big shopping mall and spent over 1 million of her yuan. I bought gifts for the original owner's parents, then went back to the Chen family home to freeload a meal. Mom saw me return happily, and I even brought them gifts. Not using the card they gave me, she thought Liu Ruyan had come back with me. She kept looking towards the door, seeing no one. You came back alone. She's busy with work. She didn't have time to come. It's fine that you're back, but why buy things for me? We don't lack anything. Mom said we don't lack anything. But holding the bag her son bought for her, she admired it again and again. The more she looked, the more she liked it. She felt that all the bags at home should be retired. She loved it so much she couldn't put it down. Madam, this bag. It's beautiful. It goes so well with the outfit you're wearing. Hearing the maid's praise, Mom even stood up, holding it and admiring it from all angles. Really? Xiao Fan bought it for me. I didn't expect her to be so happy. My parents from my past life. Faced with the gift I had carefully chosen, they would only find things to criticize, praising what other people's children bought. They were never this supportive. I had only heard colleagues talk about it, buying gifts for their parents, how their parents would praise and show them off. After the meal, I asked Aunt Liu to pack up the leftovers for me. When Aunt Liu heard it was for Liu Ruyan, she was so surprised her eyes almost popped out. Young master, you're packing these for the young miss? That's not very appropriate. How about I cook 2 fresh dishes for you? This is fine. Aunt Liu packed the food while looking at me. In the past, when I wanted to pack food for Liu Ruyan, I always packed it for her beforehand, choosing the best dishes. I was extremely considerate. Now it's leftovers. The young master has changed. Young master, look at madam. This is the first time I've seen her so happy. She couldn't wait to go for afternoon tea. Really? Was she not happy before? You just don't know. When the wealthy madams gather for tea and chat, they either show off their husbands or their children. Aunt Liu hesitated, then changed the subject. Today, I bought her a bag. She's not happy because of the bag. It's because I was the one who bought it. I looked at my mother who was busy putting on makeup. The original owner didn't work, and he clung to her, forcing a marriage. He was dead set on marrying her. He only had eyes for Liu Ruyan. He rarely cared about his parents. Every time the wealthy madams gathered to chat, Mom could only stay silent, listening to others brag with admiration. This time, her son bought her a bag. She felt she finally had something to show off too. I recalled that after the Chen Corporation went bankrupt in the book, the wealthy madams she used to associate with all kicked her while she was down. They mocked the son she raised, who caused the whole family to compensate others. When I arrived at the Liu group, it was almost 1 o'clock. I ran into Wan An. I directly shoved the thermal lunchbox into his hands. It's for Liu Ruyan. Lunch. As Liu Ruyan raised her wrist to check the time for the 5th time, the office door was pushed open. She subconsciously looked up at Wanan, who walked in with a smile, carrying the thermal lunchbox. Sir has started bringing lunch for the boss again. Liu Ruyan's face turned a shade colder. Where is he? He's already left. Wan An had been eating takeout for days. He really missed the dishes Sir made. Seeing that she had no more questions, just like always, he happily hugged the lunchbox. About to leave. I'll be leaving then. The next second, Liu Ruyan coldly called him back. Where are you taking that? Isn't it that you don't eat the food Sir makes, boss? Wan An didn't dare to look at her. Sensing the cold and dangerous aura, he immediately shut his mouth. He placed the thermal lunch box on the desk. Enjoy your meal, boss. I'm going back to work. Liu Ruyan leaned back in her office chair, staring at the thermal lunchbox. Her fingers casually tapped on the armrest a few times. She picked up the phone beside her. I had just gotten into the car and just finished a phone call with the director of the management company. Liu Ruyan's call came through. Buy me a coffee from the shop on Wanhua Street and bring it to me personally. I gritted my teeth. Is your assistant dead? For a small task like this, using an assistant would be a waste of talent. You're perfect for the job. Thank you for letting me know that I still have some value. I hung up the phone. I still went to the management company. Fi. Isn't it that the great young master of the Chen family only has eyes for Liu Ruyan and never cares about the family business? Why did he suddenly come to the company to pick a male and female lead? It can't be that he's been given the cold shoulder for too long, so he wants to come and keep a sugar baby, right? Ding Yu Shi. I think so too. This business of choosing leads. Isn't it always that the script is sent out first and then auditions are arranged? Who just comes directly to the company to pick someone out of thin air and even calls people by name, only to see some newly signed artists? Cheng Xiao, Shi, you guys have such wild imaginations. If he really came looking for a woman, then why did he call us guys here too? Yi Fei, are you stupid? It's obviously just for show. To deceive everyone. Just as the female artists were gossiping heatedly, the director led me in. Everyone immediately fell silent. Director, everyone is here. I, in order from near to far, sized them up one by one. Then I walked towards the girls. I raised my hand and lightly touched the abs of the girl standing on the far left. I pinched her thigh. Not a single ab. You need to train harder. Xiao Ran's face immediately turned bright red. Just now, the girls were gossiping very loudly. I heard it. I then looked at the woman next to her. I raised my hand and pinched her chin, looking left and right, then pinched her waist. A bit chubby. You need to lose some weight. Li Xuan couldn't help but ask, do we need to have a certain body type for acting? Well, that depends on what role you want to play. If you're playing a supporting role, then no. I glanced at her. I just felt there was something not right about this young lady's gaze. I didn't expect the real people to be so different from their photos. It's not that their looks are a bit flawed, it's that their body shapes don't meet the requirements. The pay for short films is frighteningly low. Stars with some fame wouldn't want to play a newcomer, so we have to rely on looks. If the looks aren't good enough, men won't like to watch. As a looks enthusiast myself, I don't even find them beautiful enough. How could the audience be satisfied? The male and female leads must be beautiful. After looking everyone over, I finally officially explained my purpose. Recently, my side is planning to shoot a few TikTok short films. That kind of short film. I hadn't even finished my introduction when Liu Ruyan sent me a message. Buy me coffee. I am back from my trip abroad. Don't rush me. Give me another half hour. The shooting cycle for one short film script is about 7 to 12 days. The pay depends on the role. From 600 to 10,000 yuan a day. Does anyone want to practice their acting skills? You can sign up with the director. I was threatened by Liu Ruyan. After sending the message, I gave a few instructions and left in a hurry. Cheng Xiaoxi, are you guys going? Yi Fi, do you really believe his nonsense? A film that's finished shooting in just over a week. Each episode is 1 minute. And he's looking for newcomers as leads. Have you ever heard of a film like that? Ding Yu Xi, look at him. Just now, he started touching every woman as soon as he arrived. He clearly came targeting them. It's just a pity that no one seemed to satisfy him. Yi Fei, Li Xuan, it seems. He was quite satisfied with your face just now. You should hurry up and lose weight. Don't miss this great opportunity. I rushed to the company. The delivery guy was waiting at the company gate. I went up and gave him a tip. I hurried upstairs with the coffee. I pushed open the office door. Liu Ruyan's cold gaze immediately fell on me. I paid her no mind. I squeezed out a smile to please her. I am so sorry to have kept the great CEO waiting. My forehead was still beaded with sweat. My breathing was also a bit ragged. This was from rushing up here. Liu Ruyan glanced at the coffee cup on the table. You didn't poison it, did you? The next second, I picked it up and took a sip. I looked at her, still smiling. Only the smile didn't reach my eyes. Great CEO, are you reassured now? Liu Ruyan's expression darkened a few shades. She looked at me, then at the coffee I had drunk from. I walked around the desk and approached her, with a fawning expression as if I wanted to throw myself into her arms. Great CEO. Do you need anything else? Do you want some kisses and hugs? Liu Ruyan pushed her office chair back, increasing the distance between us. She looked at me coldly. I watched her treat me like a monster. Before I could rejoice, I heard her say she had invited friends over for dinner tonight. Go home and prepare dinner. This morning, I ordered takeout. At noon, I went to my own mother's house to pack food. I just didn't want to cook for her. And yet, she insisted on making me do it. I gritted my teeth, trying to hold back my anger. I maintained a servant's smile. Yes. Great CEO. How many friends? Chinese or Western food? 5 or 6 people. You figure it out. Yes. Then, great CEO. I'll go back and prepare first. I turned around, dropping the smile. I can't let this woman keep staring at me and tormenting me all day. I have to find something for her to do, to make her focus more on the male lead, and divorce her sooner. Liu Ruyan watched me leave. She casually picked up the coffee on the table and took a sip. Only after drinking did she realize. She remembered that I had just drunk from it. Her expression immediately turned stormy. She immediately put the coffee cup far away. She didn't take another sip, but for the whole afternoon. Every time she saw that coffee cup, she would think about it. How she and the man she hated most had shared a coffee. She suddenly felt inexplicably annoyed. In the end, she threw it in the trash. Out of sight, out of mind. In the evening, Liu Ruyan was still in the courtyard when she heard lively music coming from the living room. As soon as she entered, she didn't see me, but the fragrant smell of food wafted from the kitchen. She walked to the kitchen door and saw 2 other women cooking in the house. One was giving me a finished dish to taste. I praised her as I ate. Teacher. At first, seeing how beautiful you are, and with such a great figure, you didn't look like a chef at all. I even thought I had been scammed. I didn't expect you to have real talent. Then what profession do you think I look like I am in? With your assets, it would be a shame not to be a model. I was talking when I felt a cold prickle on my back. I subconsciously turned my head and saw Liu Ruyan's face had darkened, as if I owed her hundreds of millions and hadn't paid her back. I had just stepped forward when Liu Ruyan sneered sarcastically. I told you to cook, and you bring 2 women home for me. You really know how to enjoy yourself. Do you need me to call a few more for you? Liu Ruyan took out her phone. I immediately pressed her hand down. What? Enjoyment? I was just afraid of not cooking well and making you lose face in front of your friends, so I invited 2 chefs over. I am not an idiot. If I were really looking for women, would I bring them home? Just then, the doorbell rang. Liu Ruyan gave me a warning glance. I pulled my hand back. I immediately went to open the door. When I returned, Liu Ruyan's phone was ringing. She took out her phone. I glanced over and saw it was Chen Yu calling. I couldn't help but perk up my ears to listen. Chen Yu got home and received an intra-city delivery package, a bouquet of fresh flowers, and a parcel. He opened the parcel. Inside was a sexy bunny outfit. There was also a card inside. On it was written, Chen Yu, I like you. I dream of you every day. I really want to see you. This is a gift I carefully chose for you. I think you'll definitely look very charming wearing it. Chen Yu immediately felt this was a pervert. It felt like this place was being watched by him. It gave him the creeps. When he called Liu Ruyan, his voice was still trembling. Sister Ruyan, can you send a few bodyguards over to my place? What's wrong? I think I've run into a pervert. Hearing the word pervert, I almost couldn't stop myself from laughing out loud. Seeing Liu Ruyan end the call, I hurried to help serve the food on the table. They'd been married for 2 years. This was the first time Liu Ruyan invited everyone over. Plus, the public display of affection from last time. The sisters naturally thought that the 2 had finally gotten their happy ending. They gave gifts one by one as they entered. Bei Ningbing took out a 58,888 Love Hotel card and stuffed it into Liu Ruyan's hand. A small token of my affection. Don't be too moved. Wang Qixing carried a mysterious gift bag. The sisters have all used these. We found them pretty good, so we're sharing them with you. Liu Ruyan looked at the gifts they gave. Each one was stranger than the last. Her face darkened. I have to go out for a bit. I brought out the food. Hearing she wanted to go out, I immediately said considerately and understandingly, if you have something to do, just go. I will entertain them well, I said. I placed the dish in my hand into the free hands of Bei Ningbing. Very tactfully, I took the gift from her hand. Go quickly. Don't delay your business. Liu Ruyan looked at my eager expression, wanting to chase her away. Then she looked at the room full of women. She raised her hand and grabbed my wrist. You're coming with me. She even has to take Chen Fan along when going out for work. Has their relationship gotten this good? Her best friends looked on in shock. Is it convenient for me to go with you for work? Besides, there are guests at home. It makes no sense for the host not to be home to entertain guests. I wanted to refuse. This was the male stalker fan I deliberately made up to enhance their feelings for each other, specially fabricated out of thin air. But Liu Ruyan directly dragged me away. She said to her friends, "Make yourselves at home." Arriving at Chen Yu's residence, I sat in the car, watching Liu Ruyan, who walked in without looking back. She was already in a state of worry for Chen Yu. I couldn't resist my curiosity and followed, secretly watching the drama from outside the door. Chen Yu was pacing restlessly at home. When he saw Liu Ruyan arrive, it was as if he saw his savior. He immediately ran out to greet her. He showed her the card and told her the story. He didn't know since when. She was the first person he thought of when he ran into trouble. Having her here made him feel very secure, but Ruyan was already married. He couldn't help but restrain his feelings for her. Keeping a friendly distance with Ruyan, she didn't love Chen Fan, but she also fulfilled her duties as a wife, always keeping her distance from him. Chen Yu was waiting for her to get a divorce. When I said they wanted a divorce, the suppressed love in his heart seemed to have taken root, sprouting and growing wildly. It could no longer be restrained. The package only had Chen Yu's delivery address. Liu Ruyan had them check the surveillance cameras and called someone to trace the delivery person's license plate. Then she put away her phone and looked at him. Before this matter is cleared up, don't stay here anymore. On the other side, Bai Ningbing. Don't you guys think this Ruyan is a bit inhumane? She has something to take care of, and she even dragged Chen Fan along. What does that mean? Wang Kei Ixin, what else could it mean? She's afraid you'll covet her husband. Jiu Ru, I think they've gone out and won't be coming back. Maybe we should just leave. Bai Ningbing, I've already given my gift. Why should I leave? Not only will I not leave, I am going to eat her out of house and home. Bai Ningbing had just pulled the most expensive bottle of wine from the wine cabinet, opened it to celebrate. When she saw that I had returned, my expression was not good. My steps were very fast. Behind me, Liu Ruyan and Chen Yu also walked in one after another, causing the other three to be completely stunned. I drank a large glass of water. The fire in my heart finally subsided a little. I was afraid Liu Ruyan would trace the clues. I even specially withdrew cash. I spent my own card's money. After so much effort, there was no progress in the end. Seeing everyone had opened the wine, an idea immediately popped into my head. I thought getting drunk and causing a scene was a good idea. Chen Yu ran into trouble, and the first person he looked for was Liu Ruyan. As soon as Liu Ruyan got Chen Yu's call, she didn't even care about her best friends anymore. She immediately ran over. Isn't this mutual love? She's not divorcing me just to torment me. I can only say this woman's desire for revenge is too strong. For the sake of my beautiful single life, I smiled and greeted the three who had started drinking. Great. Let me go get 2 more bottles. No one's going home sober tonight. The 3 of them stared blankly as I cheerfully went to get more wine. Bai Ningbing, is Liu Ruyan taking her husband to pick up her love rival? Liu Ruyan and Chen Yu walked to the table. I had brought back 2 bottles of wine. Bai Ningbing had long heard of the great star's fame. Today, she finally had the fortune to meet him. She immediately seized the opportunity. Then I should at least offer him a drink. Liu Ruyan glanced at me. Her expression was unreadable. The other woman's gazes also turned towards me. I looked back at them blankly. Did I say something wrong? Shouldn't we have a drink? We should. Bai Ningbing laughed and raised her wine glass. Great star. I'll toast you. It was Chen Yu's first time eating with Liu Ruyan's friends. Of course, he couldn't refuse. I immediately grabbed the wine bottle. With a bright and enthusiastic smile, I stood up and went forward to pour wine for her. Brother Fan, there's no need. I can pour it myself. You're the honored guest that Liu Ruyan herself brought over. How could I let you do it yourself? Liu Ruyan toyed with her wine glass. She glanced at me indifferently. Her gaze held an incomprehensible meaning. The others were in a state of complete confusion. I finished pouring the wine. I looked at Wang Keixin next to Bai Ningbing. Aren't you going to toast the big star? Wang Keixin smirked slightly. I am not that kind of rude person. As Wang Keixin was about to toast Chen Yu, Liu Ruyan shot him a sidelong glance. If you want a drink, drink by yourself. Then she looked at Chen Yu. You don't need to pay attention to them. It's fine. I can drink. Chen Yu still raised his glass and drank with her. Let me also toast the big star, who wants to be rude. Ji Ru also immediately raised her glass to toast Chen Yu. Chen Yu can't hold his liquor well. 3 glasses of wine down, he must be getting drunk. I returned to my seat, telling everyone to eat. I had another idea for Liu Ruyan. She still hadn't thought of an excuse. Liu Ruyan coldly looked at the 3 people opposite her. You guys only toasted him. So biased. Is that polite? The subtext was that she wanted them to toast her too. Clearly, she was standing up for Chen Yu. Wang Ke-sin chuckled softly. He's the guest. There's nothing wrong with us toasting him first. You invited us to dinner. You didn't toast us first. Instead, you have us guests toast the host first. Who's the one with no manners? Really? At that moment, I wanted to give her a like. I glanced at Chen Yu. His expression wasn't good. Great. He's jealous. He's starting to act like the master of the house. Oh! You can't blame him. It's my fault for not being thoughtful enough. I immediately helped him out of the awkward situation. Come on, my dear wife. Let's toast everyone together. Liu Ruyan gave me a cold glance. I winked at her, seeing she didn't move. I lightly pinched her thigh under the table. Liu Ruyan's expression immediately darkened a few shades. She coldly raised her glass. To not give Liu Ruyan a chance to order me around. Hairy crab, lobster, fish, dishes that required serving. I avoided them all. Liu Ruyan watched me eat heartily, looking very displeased. Occasionally, she would use her far from gentle eyes, a gaze so cold it could freeze someone, to look at me. I didn't care. I wanted to eat too, so I picked up a piece of braised pork and stuffed it into her mouth. The next second, I saw this woman, who's a neat freak, around me. Her expression turned even uglier. I felt so refreshed inside. After eating, Bai Ningbing and the others wanted to sing and continue partying, but they were ruthlessly shooed away by Liu Ruyan. I also wanted to slip away. I picked up my phone, found an excuse, and said, my mom has something for me to do. She told me to go home. I'll call her and ask what's up. I walked out while making the call, leaving the living room to Liu Ruyan and Chen Yu. But before I left the room, I heard Liu Ruyan's warning, 5 minutes. If I don't see you in 5 minutes, today will be your last good day. I was so angry I gritted my teeth. This bitch. At a time like this, she's not thinking about her man. Why is she thinking about me? Chen Yu's head was spinning. Sister Ruyan, I don't feel well. He really felt unwell. She brought him home for dinner. Others toasted him, and she seemed to protect him. It made him feel that he was in her heart, but the way she looked at me had changed. It seemed there was no longer any hatred in it. She even managed to eat the food I picked for her. Her behavior made him very uncomfortable. He knew clearly that she was forced into the marriage back then. He always thought she had no choice. He thought there would be a day she would be free, and they would be together. But now he felt that if things continued like this, he would lose her. He was panicking. Liu Ruyan raised her wrist to check the time. She looked down at him. I'll call your assistant to pick you up. After saying that, she took out her phone, looking for the number. Chen Yu suddenly stood up. Sister Ruyan, can I stay? That package today really scared me. I am afraid to sleep alone. Liu Ruyan frowned and supported his body, increasing the distance between them. Then have your assistant stay with you. Chen Yu looked at her with hazy eyes. I don't want him to stay with me. I want you to stay with me. Liu Ruyan frowned slightly. Sister Ruyan. Chen Yu reached out and grabbed the hem of her clothes at her side, looking at that face, which attracted him but was always hard to understand. Have you fallen for Chen Fan? If you've already fallen for him, then what should I do? I've waited for you for so many years. I called the general manager of the management company. The result was that, out of 10 people, only 3 signed up, 2 female, 1 male. I was a little surprised. Are newcomers these days so picky? However, it's fine. I sought them out first, because they are artists from our company. I wanted to give them a chance to train and stand out. They didn't want it. I wouldn't force them either. I got the contact information of those who wanted to come. Then I turned back to look at the situation inside. I saw the 2 of them in close contact. Liu Ruyan was like a wall blocking Chen Yu. I could only tell by their staggered legs that the distance between them was very close. Such a close distance. Chen Yu was still grabbing her clothes. Facing each other, what else could they do besides kiss? Kissing. Hugging. Is the next step going back to the room? Alcohol is indeed a good thing. The corners of my mouth couldn't help but curl up. It's just a pity I was too far away to hear anything. In the 100,000-word book, the male lead never said a single romantic word, but the description of his patience made every reader feel an itch in their heart. They just wanted to see when he would finally confess. I was also a little curious. Just as I was watching this bitch whisper sweet nothings, that bitch suddenly turned and looked at me, which startled me. Have you seen enough? If you've seen enough, Get your ass over here. This pervert doesn't even forget to wear glasses while doing this. What is she calling me over for? The next second, Liu Ruyan pushed the drunk Chen Yu towards me. He's sleeping with you tonight. I felt like I was struck by lightning. She's letting him sleep with me. Aren't you afraid he'll poison him? Liu Ruyan didn't turn back. If he dies, you die with him. I gritted my teeth. She's letting him sleep with me. Wouldn't it be better if the three of us just lived our own lives? Only then did Liu Ruyan stop walking. She turned her head to look at me. Her gaze was like it was laced with poison, sharp enough to tear me into 100 pieces. I was stunned for a moment. I am being so generous as to let them sleep together. Shouldn't she be happy? Do you think every man is as casual as you? Casual? Me? I am not casual. I am very particular about looks and figure. Fine. I had no choice but to help Chen Yu back to my room. Chen Yu thought I was Li Ruyan. Sister Ruyan. I like you. From the very first time I saw you, I liked you. I really like you. I recorded that and sent it to Liu Ruyan, intending to add fuel to the fire of their affection. Who knew I'd shoot myself in the foot? Liu Ruyan. You're that free? Have you written today's little essay for your social media post yet? I see you're quite good at complimenting women. Praising me with 500 words shouldn't be a problem, right? Besides her beautiful appearance, what else is there to praise about her? Does her ability to torture people count? I gritted my teeth. I copied a template of a CEO praising a woman's appearance. I copied it all, and added a few lines fawning over her body to disgust her. Your face is like a masterpiece of divine craftsmanship, so perfect that even the heavens are jealous. The Pacific Ocean is filled with the drool I shed for you. Can you please stop seducing my soul? I want to be yours, to kiss your lips. Not long after the little essay was sent, Liu Ruyan sent me another message. Don't forget breakfast tomorrow morning. Chen Fan was provoked. He wrote the script for another 2 hours. The next day, Chen Yu wanted to leave stealthily, but as soon as he stood up to leave, he ran into Liu Ruyan coming out of another room. Thinking about his out-of-control drunken confession last night, he wrung his fingers, not daring to look at her. Yet he wanted to see her reaction. I was drunk. If I said anything inappropriate while drunk, please don't take it to heart. I am an actor. I should know better than anyone that misspeaking outside can cause trouble. Liu Ruyan glanced at him, as if nothing had happened, reminding him that getting drunk is a taboo for me. He confessed last night. She didn't respond. Was it a rejection, or did she just treat it as drunken words? Chen Yu couldn't tell from her attitude. Just then, I came out of the kitchen with noodles. Seeing them come down one after another, they didn't look very intimate. I had a bad feeling. Didn't they kiss last night? He confessed. Why are they colder now that they're sober? You two are up just in time. Come and have breakfast. Yesterday, the business manager gave him Xu Nian Chu's contract. He returned to the kitchen, picked up his phone, and told the company to use the excuse of a collaboration negotiation to schedule a meeting with her mother this morning. After he received a reply, he heard a car. Through the window, he saw Chen Yu leaving in Liu Ruyan's car. He then came out of the kitchen and went upstairs to get ready. An hour later, in an elegant private room of a tea house, Xu Nian Chu's mother, Fang Qing, arrived late. Fang Qing saw it was Chen Fan, the only son of the Chen family, known for forcing marriage with money. Good for nothing, a useless person. A look of contempt immediately appeared. Where's Director Yang? Chen Fan glanced at her, just thinking about what she had done to her own daughter. He didn't give her a pleasant look either. He threw the contract in front of her. Director Yang is busy and asked me to talk to you. You're talking? Do you even understand this stuff? Fang Qing said, but she still picked up the contract. The movie her daughter just released has the potential to be a huge hit. Taking on a new film now, her value would skyrocket. Recently, she's been busy negotiating collaborations everywhere, seeing who would offer a higher price. But when she saw this wasn't a script collaboration negotiation, but a contract to sign her daughter, she immediately threw it back. She looked at him like he was an idiot. Did you bring the wrong document? Your director, Yang, said on the phone that he was interested in collaborating with us. Chen Fan leaned back on the sofa, crossing his legs as he looked at her. To be honest with you, we want to sign Xu Nian Chu. Then I am afraid I'll have to disappoint you. Fang Qing immediately picked up her bag and stood up. Chen Fan calmly threw out a sentence. Your daughter has severe depression. Then he said unhurriedly, the entertainment industry has no shortage of actors. Your daughter has just achieved a little success. If this secret gets out, do you think anyone would still be willing to take the risk and cast her in a film? Fang Qing's face immediately turned pale. She turned her head to look at him. How did you know? She found out her daughter was depressed. Only after seeing her self-harm, she secretly bought medicine for her and never took her to see a doctor. She also repeatedly warned her daughter not to tell anyone else. How could he have known? What I know is more than just that. Chen Fan placed his hand on the sofa and looked at her calmly. For example, you and your husband are addicted to gambling. When you run out of money, you force your daughter to film or entertain clients for drinks, completely ignoring her depression. If these things were posted online, what do you think her loving fans would do? That suicide note of over 1,000 words, every single thing on it, are now trump cards to control her. Chen Fan looked at her unhurriedly. Fang Qing looked at him, pulling herself together. Don't talk nonsense. Do you have proof? Do you think I'd be talking to you here without any proof? Chen Fan gently smoothed his sideburns. Actually, there was no proof, but everything he said was true. In terms of aura, he had to have the upper hand. You think that just because you didn't take her to a doctor, you can hide the fact that she's depressed. But the self-harm wounds on her legs, over and over again, heal and heal again, only to be cut open again. How do you plan to cover that up? Fang Qing's legs completely gave way. She held onto the sofa and sat down. She told you. Do you think if she were willing to tell others, she would have waited until now? An uncontrollable force surged from within Chen Fan. It was as if he could see that desperate girl again before her death. There's no such thing as a wall that doesn't leak. I just want her to be more mindful. She considers you her mother and doesn't want you to become a public target. Even when she self-harms, it's only on her thighs where others can't see. But I am not a philanthropist. If it weren't for the fact that I want to keep her, I would have exposed what you've done long ago. Think it over carefully. Do you want to become a rat scurrying across the street, hated by everyone, and cause your daughter to disappear from the entertainment industry? Or do you want to continue squeezing money from her? After saying that, he stood up. After 2 steps, he couldn't help but stop and looked at her with a sarcastic smile. I am very curious. Watching her being tortured by depression, how can you be so heartless as to ignore it and continue to exploit her? When you carried her for 9 months and gave birth to her, was it out of love? Or to give birth to a money-making tool? Chen Fan also wanted to ask his parents the same thing, but he no longer had the chance. He wanted an answer from this woman, but it was clear she couldn't give one either. He recalled the years he was beaten, scolded, and exploited. Stepping out of the private room, overwhelmed by emotions, the rims of his eyes turned red. He leaned against the wall, tilted his chin up, and breathed softly. Liu Ruyan had just finished talking with someone and stepped out of a private room. When she saw Chen Fan outside the private room next door, he stood alone, leaning against the wall, with a tear rolling down his face. He raised a hand to wipe it away, looking very sad. The word sad sounded so novel when used to describe him. The person with her saw her stop, and instinctively glanced over. What is it? Director Liu. Liu Ruyan withdrew her gaze. She turned and said a few words to him. When she turned back to look for Chen Fan, he was already gone. Liu Ruyan had someone pull up the surveillance footage. Back at the company, she called Wan and into her office. Investigate what Chen Fan and Fang Qing talked about today. Half an hour later, Wan and called to report back to her. Sir went to talk to Fang Qing about signing Xu Nian Chu. Since when did he start getting involved in Chen Corporation's business? Liu Ruyan recalled the last time on the street, when Chen Fan proactively threw himself into that little starlet's arms, so he was sad because he couldn't sign a contract with her. Liu Ruyan threw her phone aside, her chest still feeling tight. Picking up the phone, she ordered, sign her to the company. Wanan glanced at her, I'll get right on it. As soon as Wanan left, Liu Ruyan's phone buzzed. She picked it up and glanced at it. It was a spending notification from the bank, spending her money. While thinking about another woman, Chen Fan didn't see Liu Ruyan at the tea house. After composing himself, he went straight out to the shopping mall. He bought a full set of cosmetics for his mother and a few ties for his father. As he was about to head back to the Chen residence, Liu Ruyan sent him a message. So good at shopping, are we? Buy 2 outfits for me and bring them here. Chen Fan gritted his teeth and replied, okay. He didn't even know what size clothes she wore. He asked Wanan for her size. He bought 2 formal outfits and got back in the car. He had added her contact information last time. Ex-Union Shu, who hadn't spoken to him since then, sent him a message. Big brother, I want to see you, to talk about the contract. Chen Fan checked the time. He scheduled her for the afternoon and drove to the Liu Group. He brought the clothes he bought to the CEO's office. My dear CEO, here are the clothes you wanted. So what kind do you want? It's hard to say. I'll have to see them to know. Chen Fan clenched his fists. He gritted his teeth and said with a forced smile, fine. I'll go buy you another one right now. Liu Ruyan raised her wrist to check the time. No rush. It's lunchtime. It's not too late to go buy them in the afternoon. Chen Fan was just about to think that this bitch still had a shred of humanity when he heard her continue. Go home and cook first. I want to eat braised pork. steamed sea bass. This bitch even knows how to order, and she specifically picks time-consuming, troublesome dishes. Being rich and still having to cook for myself is truly unacceptable. Chen Fan bought vegetables and returned to the Chen residence. He had a servant help him prepare the ingredients. He was only responsible for seasoning and putting them in the pot. He left the simmering part to the servant. He went back to his room to catch up on sleep. After eating, he brought lunch to Liu Ruyan at the company. Chen Fan then went to pick out clothes for her. He had never bought clothes for a woman before, and he didn't want to waste any effort picking for this bitch. He went to a clothing store and had the staff pick for her a few pre-matched outfits. Then she took photos. While browsing the men's section, he sent one over. Do you like this one? Liu Ruyan. Ugly. Chen Fan picked out 2 men's outfits to try on, sent the second one over. Liu Ruyan. Ugly. After Chen Fan finished trying on clothes, he very patiently sent her the third one. Liu Ruyan. Ugly. Chen Fan took out his card. I am in a hurry. Buy these 2 men's and women's outfits first. You help me put together more outfits. Then send me the pictures. Liu Ruyan was clearly doing it on purpose. He'd be a fool to stay here and keep picking for her. He had plenty of ways to deal with her. Sure, the only son of a wealthy family, who used money to force Liu Ruyan into marriage, and loved her to death. He wants to look at women's clothes. It must be to buy them for his wife. He must be willing to spend this money. Such a big, juicy piece of bait. The store employee immediately took out her phone and added him on WeChat. After seeing Chen Fan off, she pulled out every single piece of woman's clothing in the store and painstakingly created all sorts of outfits. After Chen Fan sent Liu Ruyan the 5th set of photos, he went to the tea house they had agreed on. The place had a good environment and privacy. He booked a private room. While Chen Fan was entering the private room, the girl with a stomachache in the opposite private room came out to use the restroom, just in time to see him with his stomachache, and was stunned. Xiao Yu said he had changed recently. Looking at his fashion sense, it really has changed quite a bit. Chen Fan sent his location to Xu Nian Chu. After ordering drinks, sweets, and some snacks, he opened his laptop and continued writing the script while dealing with Liu Ruyan's stomachache. Coming back from the restroom, she saw a waiter carrying drinks and snacks for 2 people enter the room across the hall. 20 minutes later, I saw a woman wearing a hat and a mask push open the door to the room. Such a big change. So he has a new lover. As Chen Yu's best friend, I know very well how Xiao Yu has been bullied by Chen Fan all these years. Liu Ruyan already hated me. If she knew I was sneaking around with another woman, wouldn't she hate me even more? I immediately sent a message to Liu Ruyan. Your husband is on a date with a pretty boy at the Timeless Tea House. Liu Ruyan saw this message and immediately called to check Chen Fan's location. Chen Fan saw that Xu Nian Chu had arrived and greeted her. He closed his laptop and took a sip of his orange juice. I sent another photo to Liu Ruyan. I put my phone away. When I looked up, I saw Xu Nian Chu taking off her hat and mask, looking at me, 20 years old. In the prime of her beautiful youth, her face was so beautiful it seemed heaven sent. Her skin was as beautiful as if it had been soaked in milk. Her black eyes, like natural gems, held a hint of deep affection. When she smiled, her fans were captivated. When she didn't smile, there was a touch of melancholy. Such a beauty, just seeing her through a screen is enough to make people scream, was sitting across from me, and, looking straight at me, Chen Fan took a sip of his drink, and said casually, staring at me like that, do you like me? Xu Nian Chu immediately looked away shyly. She took 2 sips of her drink, before looking back at me. I'm just curious, how did you convince my mother? It seems Fang Qing didn't tell her that I threatened her. Chen Fan chuckled. Of course, it's because the terms I offered were too good. Your mother couldn't resist the temptation. Then why did you offer such good terms? Because you're worth it. Chen Fan felt this statement could be easily misunderstood, so he added another sentence. You're so outstanding. I believe that, in the future, you can create even greater value for the company. Xu Nian Chu stared at me for a long time, as if she had finally confirmed something. Brother, your judgment really isn't good. Chen Fan looked up, looking at her with a questioning expression. You like Liu Ruyan, but the whole world knows Liu Ruyan doesn't love you. Xu Nian Chu looked at me and quietly lowered her gaze. I am not as outstanding as you think. Chen Fan ignored the first part of her sentence. He dropped his smile and looked at her, his indifferent gaze seeming to see right through her. So soon? Feeling the pressure already, afraid of disappointing me, Xu Nian Chu's gaze on me deepened slightly. There was no love or infatuation in her eyes, but she always felt that I seemed to understand her very well, that I could see her true self. It was as if I knew that she was about to suffocate in the cage her mother had trapped her in. I had freed her by taking her hand. Staring at me like this means I was right. Huh, Chen Fan said while eating a dessert. My phone rang. I opened it to look. The wicked Liu Ruyan. Chen Fan sent her another photo. Liu Ruyan looked at the photo I sent, her hand gripping the steering wheel tightly. She immediately floored the accelerator. 15 minutes later, she was standing outside Chen Fan's private room. Chen Fan sent her another photo. Just as I put down the phone, bang! The private room door slammed against the wall, trembling violently. Immediately after, Liu Ruyan, with a gloomy expression, walked towards me. With an aggressive posture, Chen Fan didn't have time to think. He was pulled to his feet by her. She forcefully wrapped her arms around his waist, pulling him protectively into her embrace. Their body heat immediately mingled. Chen Fan was a little surprised. This woman was torturing herself quite fiercely this time. It seems I've tricked her quite a bit, brother. Ex-Union Chu stood up. Looking at Chen Fan with concern, Liu Ruyan glanced at her coldly and said slowly, coldly ordering, "Tell her to get lost." Chen Fan looked at Ex-Union Chu without any fear and gestured for her to leave as well. "You should go first." Ex-Union Chu looked at me, then looked at Liu Ruyan. Chen Fan gave her a reassuring look. "Go home." Chen Fan looked at Ex-Union Chu with a very warm gaze, unlike the fake smile when he looked at her. "You like her that much?" With the thought of destroying my beautiful dream, Liu Ruyan forcefully pushed me against the table. Her hands braced on the edge of the table. Her body was almost pressed against mine. She gave Ex-Union Chu a cold glance. "What? You want to watch a live show between us, husband and wife?" Chen Fan couldn't help but sneer inwardly. "You can't even stand it. So what live show?" Ex-Union Chu had no choice but to leave. Immediately in the private room, only the two of them were left. Liu Ruyan looked down at Chen Fan, a storm brewing in her cold eyes. "You're only good at playing mind games with me." Chen Fan glanced at her weakly. "You told me to pick clothes for you. I am picking clothes for you. Every outfit the store manager sent over, I carefully considered each one. I sent you the ones I thought were beautiful. You're so angry. Could it be because you saw me having tea with another woman here, and you got jealous?" Chen Fan touched her thigh. I knew very well what disgusted her the most. I said I liked her. How could she stand me being jealous? Liu Ruyan looked like she had heard the joke of the century. She gave me a cold glance. "You're really too full of yourself." Chen Fan actively moved closer to her, with a sincere, coaxing attitude, thoughtfully finding an excuse for her. "Then why are you so angry? Are you not satisfied with how I chose the clothes? Then how do you want me to choose for you? You tell me." Liu Ruyan's hands on the edge of the table tightened a little. She glanced at my coaxing appearance. Her expression softened slightly. Immediately after, she stopped my wrist that was caressing her thigh and pulled me away immediately. My laptop. Chen Fan was quick with his eyes and hands, grabbing his laptop and phone. I was dragged by her all the way to the front of the car and then shoved into the car. 15 minutes later, Liu Ruyan brought me into a high-end women's clothing store in the mall. Sitting down on a lounge chair, she glanced at me. "Choose for me." Chen Fan took the newest model displayed in the most prominent position in the store and showed it to her. "How about this one?" Liu Ruyan glanced at it once, then continued looking down at her phone, clearly unimpressed. The store staff immediately came forward enthusiastically to help choose clothes, picking up an outfit to introduce to Chen Fan. "I think this one is bad." Liu Ruyan's cold eyes immediately swept over me. "I told you to choose, not to comment. Try saying one more word." The store staff immediately left, going far away. Chen Fan had already figured it out. This woman just wanted to get revenge on me for the mind games I just played. I didn't want to choose for her, so she had to make me choose. Chen Fan took one outfit after another, running until his legs were sore. Liu Ruyan just sat there playing on her phone. Sometimes she'd just give a disdainful glance. Sometimes she couldn't stand it and would open her mouth to say, "Don't just bring any clothes in front of me. Do you choose your own clothes this carelessly too?" Chen Fan ignored her various picky behaviors, being a perfectly obedient listener, doing as she wished, indulging her. When they got to the second store, I chose an outfit, and then started to suggest, "I think this outfit isn't bad. Do you want to try it on?" Liu Ruyan glanced at me. "If every outfit you think isn't bad, I were to try them all on, I wouldn't have survived to reach this store." Chen Fan followed the principle that as long as she was happy, it was fine. He continued to coax her. "So what do you think of this outfit?" Liu Ruyan glanced at it twice. "Nothing special. You can't see the effect just by looking at it like this. You have to wear it to know. You told me to choose, but you don't trust my judgment. Isn't this just wasting your precious time?" Liu Ruyan glanced at me, threw down the magazine in her hand, and stood up. She snatched the outfit from my hands. Liu Ruyan went into the fitting room. Chen Fan could finally rest for a bit. I took out my phone to reply to some messages, ordered a drink, and was about to sit down. Just then, someone called. Me, Chen Fan. Buying clothes for your wife again? I often stay in hotels. She doesn't even come home. If you buy her clothes, will she even wear them? A man should still find a wife who loves him. Look at me. When I go out shopping, my wife insists on coming along because she's worried, afraid I'll be tired with no one to take care of me. The man's words were full of sarcasm and showing off. I looked at the woman beside him who reeked of strong perfume and couldn't help but frown. I searched through the original owner's memories to find this person. It's the young master of the Xiao family from high school, who always wanted to compete in everything with the original owner. Xiao Jibo is a relative from Liu Ruyan's mother's side. Right? You and your wife are a match made in heaven. Deeply in love. A perfect match. I am so jealous. Watching you, I could cry. How about I take another photo for you too? So, you can show off on the internet again. Chen Fan, who normally would have argued for a few rounds at least, surrendered immediately this time. It seems he's been hurt by Liu Ruyan. He doesn't even have his young master's pride anymore. Xiao Jibo immediately felt superior. His gaze towards me filled with even more pity. I am not showing off our relationship. I just feel sorry for you. After chasing Liu Ruyan for so many years, she won't even touch you. I want you to wake up a little. Clinging like this is really beneath you. The story of the original owner clinging and forcing the marriage has spread all over social media. Passers-by would point and gossip. The number of gossip mongers grew. It's truly beneath him. He's really bringing shame to all of us men. If I were like that, my mother would probably be so angry she'd crawl out of her coffin. Hearing everyone's comments, Xiao Jibo became even more smug. I looked at Chen Fan. Think about your parents. Don't let yourself become a joke, and make them a joke along with you. Chen Fan, thanks. Thank you for your kindness. From now on, don't waste your energy on me. Pay more attention to your own wife. Live your own life well. Don't be unaware when your head is already covered in green grass. Xiao Jibo was so angry he laughed, as if he'd heard the biggest joke of his life. My head is covered in green grass? Honey, he's just unhappy in his marriage. Seeing us living well, he's resentful, and wants to drive a wedge between us. We should stay away from people like that. The woman tightened her arm around my waist, looking at Chen Fan with a mocking expression. You're a clinger who's despised, so don't come out and make a fool of yourself, and talk nonsense. I am talking nonsense. Chen Fan didn't want to meddle in other people's business, but this bitch was too unpleasant to listen to. There was a part in the book written about her. It was at a dinner party in the future. She had set her sights on the male lead, Chen Yu, and was promptly discovered by the female lead. My secret affairs were only exposed after a long time. Xiao Jibo thought he had married a wife who loved him, and didn't believe a word I said. I turned to hug my wife and show off our affection. Chen Fan, I know you love someone you can't have, and can't stand seeing others find their happy ending, but I didn't expect you to be this jealous. No wonder Liu Ruyan doesn't like you, and prefers her Chen Yu instead. Look how gentle and kind her Chen Yu is. And what about you? Chen Fan was amused by my stupidity. He crossed his arms and glanced at me. What about me? I have more money than you. I am more handsome than you. And my head isn't covered in green grass. Even if I get divorced, it'll still be sought after. But you treat a piece of shit like a treasure. You stinking trash. Who are you calling a piece of shit? The woman with a gloomy face gave me a hard shove. Chen Fan didn't expect this woman to get physical. He stumbled back a few steps, his back hitting a wall of flesh. Just as I regained my balance, Liu Ruyan had already pulled me aside and landed a straight kick to the woman's stomach. It all happened too fast, before anyone could react. The woman who was kicked and Xiao Jibo had fallen to the ground. The woman was furious. Who the hell was blind enough to kick me? Liu Ruyan casually kicked her again. It's your grandma. The woman saw clearly who it was, and immediately shut up. Xiao Jibo saw Liu Ruyan, his eyes widening in disbelief. Ruyan, why are you here? Why am I here? Do I need to report to you? Liu Ruyan gave me a cold glance, showing off this kind of trash outside. Aren't you ashamed? Chen Fan's drink had arrived. I watched Liu Ruyan beat someone up while drinking, a little confused, but I have to say, the female lead is indeed the female lead. She can easily pull off any style of clothing. This simple and fashionable outfit on her was even more attractive than a formal suit. Liu Ruyan turned around and saw me on the side, enjoying the show while drinking. Her face immediately darkened by 3 shades. What are you looking at? Come here now. Chen Fan walked over and immediately started flattering her. Just changed into a new outfit. I thought some idol had arrived. I almost Didn't recognize you. Liu Ruyan glanced at me and reached out to pull me closer. The distance was inches away, her breath fanning across my face. Chen Fan looked up, seeing her face magnified 100 times, still without a single flaw. My hand clenched. I took a big gulp of my drink. What are you doing? Liu Ruyan stared at me coldly, ordering me around without any courtesy. The tag is hitting my neck. Get it out a bit. I held back and didn't agree. I stood on my tiptoes, reaching into the back of her collar to get the tag. In an instant, Xiao Jibo and his wife, who had just gotten up, were stunned. The entire crowd of onlookers was also stunned. Weren't they saying he's a clinger? Didn't they say Liu Ruyan doesn't like me? Weren't they saying it's a widowed marriage? Rumors really can't be trusted. I told you so. How could a rich young master be so stupid as to cling without limits? The way Liu Ruyan looks at me. If that's not love, then it'll eat my hat. Liu Ruyan reached for her ringing phone and answered, CEO Liu. Ex-Union Chu has already signed with Chen Corporation. Liu Ruyan glanced at Chen Fan, who was drinking juice beside her, then poach her. Chen Fan finished a glass of iced fruit juice. Feeling refreshed, he looked towards Liu Ruyan, only to see her staring at him with a sour expression. I changed out of the clothes and told me to go pay. After I finished paying, Liu Ruyan turned and walked into a shoe store. Sitting down, she gave me a cold glance. What are you standing there for? Go choose for me. Chen Fan brought her a pair. How is it? Liu Ruyan's lips curled into a cold smirk. How can you see the effect just by looking? You have to try them on to know. Chen Fan handed the shoes to her. Liu Ruyan glanced at me. You do it. Chen Fan finally understood. This woman saw that trying on clothes wasn't torturing me enough, so she switched to trying on shoes. I gritted my teeth, smiled, and squatted down beside her, gently massaging her calf and foot. Lift it. Liu Ruyan glanced at me coldly. Chen Fan changed into the new shoes for her. How is it? It's nothing special. Liu Ruyan glanced at it once and took out her phone. Chen Fan looked around the shoe store, not wanting to try on any more for her, but Liu Ruyan had no intention of letting me go. If you can't choose, then just try them on one by one. While Chen Fan helped her try on shoes, he was cursing her 18 generations of ancestors in his mind. Liu Ruyan handled 2 work messages. In her best friend's group chat, Bai Ningbing sent a photo. She was hugging Chen Fan's waist. Chen Fan was helping her remove the tag. A side profile shot of the two looking at each other. Wang Keixin, Sister Guru has changed. Bai Ningbing shared a news article. Liu Ruyan doesn't like Chen Fan. She clicked the link to see. Inside was the photo from just now. Liu Ruyan was the person involved. She knew better than anyone that there was absolutely no love in Chen Fan's eyes. Her gaze towards Chen Fan wasn't love either, but the atmosphere captured in the photo created an illusion of love, which made even her a little startled. The comment section all believed it was real. This generation of readers is so good at speaking ironically. I admit I was tricked by the headline. I wanted to see a joke. But you stuffed my mouth full of public displays of affection. Have you no manners? This is called not being in love? Damn, this is still called not being in love? The way this woman only has eyes for me makes me want to become him right now. Oh heavens, say something. Granting them wealth and beauty is one thing, but you also grant them love. Wanan saw the trending news about the CEO and the Mr. and immediately called to have it taken down. Having followed the CEO for so many years, the CEO hates trending with the Mr. the most, especially a trending topic about their relationship. Every time she sees it, she tells me to take it down. After it's done, I still get scolded and my bonus docked. Bai Ningbing, let's not meet up tonight. I am full from all the public displays of affection. Wang Qiaxian, next time, post less of this kind of news. I don't like to see it. Liu Ruyan, are you all blind? She lowered her eyes to glance at Chen Fan. I feel like she's scolding me. You're very reluctant to try shoes on for me. How could that be? Don't even mention trying on shoes for you. Even trying on clothes for you. I'd be more than willing. How about I help you try on a few more outfits later? Liu Ruyan glanced at my fake, roguish smile, and her throat tightened. A faint smile appeared on her face. She stood up. Fine, don't wait until later. Let's go now. Chen Fan, doesn't this woman hate me? Especially hate me for lusting after her? Chen Fan was dragged into a clothing store by her. Without waiting for me to make a move, Liu Ruyan had already grabbed 2 outfits and pulled me directly into the fitting room. A room with limited space, face to face, inches apart. The air also began to thin. Liu Ruyan hung the clothes on the hook beside her and looked at me with a deep gaze, as if seeing through all my petty tricks. What are you standing there for? A free look, a free touch. It would be a waste not to enjoy this benefit. Chen Fan gritted his teeth. smiled and raised his hand to unbutton the collar of her shirt. Liu Ruyan looked down at me. Chen Fan's hand accidentally touched her skin. He could clearly feel her body stiffen. This girl is feeling disgusted again. Chen Fan felt that if he didn't hurry up, he was afraid he wouldn't get to see anything. It was like a prairie dog seeing meat. There was no emotion at all, only hunger. Liu Ruyan took it all in. Her expression changed repeatedly. She pushed him away with one hand. By the time I reacted, I saw that she had just pulled out her phone and was opening the door to go out, bringing a gust of cold air with her. "I'll wait for you here." Chen Fan wanted to curse. Who could be so inconsiderate as to call her at a time like this? Chen Fan sat down and took out the phone I'd been thinking about. The original owner's spies had all sent me messages. I opened them to take a look. They were all trending topics about how Liu Ruyan didn't love Chen Fan. Liu Ruyan answered Wan An's call while rebuttoning her shirt. "Director Liu, when are you coming back to the company? There's an urgent document that needs your signature." After ending the call, she unconsciously reached up to button her shirt, only to find the button was gone. She glanced into the fitting room. Chen Fan still hadn't come out. Her face darkened and she walked straight away. Back at the office, Wan An handed her the document to sign. With a slightly boastful tone, he said, "Director Liu, you and Mr. Chen are on the trending list again," but I reacted quickly and had someone take it down. "It's no longer on the trending list now." Liu Ruyan looked up at him. Wan An didn't hear any praise for a long time and felt something was wrong. Then he saw her sneer, saying, "I see you've been quite free lately. You have one day. I want to see all the information on that Beijiao project." Wan An left the office with the document. Liu Ruyan picked up her phone. The topic Liu Ruyan doesn't love Chen Fan was indeed no longer on the trending list. "It's so hot. Chen Fan has been tormented by Liu Ruyan for so long. My desire to take her down is too strong." I immediately rushed to the Chen group to find Chu Yu. The weather was scorching. As soon as I entered, I plopped down on a chair and grabbed a document from the table to use as a fan. Chu Yu glanced at me and lowered the air conditioner temperature by a few degrees. "Aren't you on a date with Liu Ruyan? Why are you here?" Chen Fan remembered the comment section. The trending topic saying Liu Ruyan and I were sweet and loving. I still can't understand it. Liu Ruyan has tolerated me time and time again. That almost unrestrained disgust. How could it be seen as love? I looked up at Chu Yu. If I were really on a date with her, would I have time to come see you? Chu Yu's gentle gaze towards me deepened. Has she fallen for me? She can't possibly like me, Chen Fan said decisively. Why? Are you so sure? I've revolved around her for so many years. How could I not know who she likes? Putting on this show is to create the illusion that our two families have a good relationship, so that you guys will let your guard down around her, giving her the chance to take down the Chen family. I came to find you, to remind you, to be a little wary of her. Liu Ruyan is threatening me, tormenting me into not getting a divorce. That proves she will definitely follow the book's main plotline. Take down the Chen family, and leave me with nothing. Chen Fan couldn't help but worry a little. Has the company found any problems? There are no problematic projects. Nothing could be found. Chen Fan was a bit surprised. Since nothing could be found, and I can't stop the female lead scheme, I can only make more money. Chu Yu saw my overly tense expression, as if I was certain the company would run into trouble. She couldn't help but ask, "The last time I showed you, what's the ending of that transmigration novel?" "I don't know either. It's not finished yet. If you are interested, when the author finishes it and sends it to me, I'll show it to you." Chen Fan took a piece of chocolate from his pocket, unwrapped it, and ate it. He stood up to leave. Seeing her staring at him, he took another piece from his pocket and gave it to her. Then he left the company. I drove back to the Chen residence. The book said that, after the Liu Group acquired Zifeng Pharmaceuticals, Xfeng Pharmaceuticals stock had been dropping for several months. It had started hitting its daily limit up. In less than half a month, its assets had doubled on the stock market. According to the plot in the book, the acquisition is just a matter of these few days. This is a good opportunity, but I don't have a good reason to tell Chu Yu. So I can only buy it myself, but I've transmigrated here for too short a time. I am still not qualified to open a margin account. I decided to use my mother's stock account. As soon as he got home, Chen Fan heard maid Liu say that my mother had been following the gossip about me and Liu Ruyan online all afternoon. When she saw me return, my mother put her phone away and immediately told maid Liu to prepare dinner. Tell Ruyan to come over for dinner tonight. She might not have time tonight. You should ask her. Chen Fan absolutely did not want Liu Ruyan to come to his family's home for dinner. Just the fact that she wants to take down the Chen family means she doesn't deserve to eat at the Chen's home, but I wanted even less to go home and cook for her. Chen Fan sent a message to Liu Ruyan. My mother wants you to come to our house for dinner tonight. Liu Ruyan, I am busy. Chen Fan saw her reply, and was completely relieved. Busy. Then she must be going to explain the trending topic to Chen Yu, and I don't have to cook for her anymore. Liu Ruyan finished her work, lifted her wrist to check the time, picked up her phone, and saw that I had said I was busy.